If you'd like this story to be told as an illustrated story or audiobook, please let me know in the comments below. Once upon a time, in a faraway land filled with talking animals, magic spells, and enchanted forests, there lived a kind and gentle rabbit named Benny. Now, Benny wasn't your average rabbit. While the other rabbits spent their days munching on carrots and hopping around in the fields, Benny dreamed of adventure. He longed to explore the world beyond the meadow where he lived and discover all of its wonders. But the other rabbits thought Benny was crazy. "What's the point of going on adventures?" they'd say. "We've got plenty of carrots here." But Benny couldn't help but feel that there was more to life than eating carrots. He wanted to see what lay beyond the horizon, even if it meant going alone. One day, as Benny was exploring the woods near his home, he stumbled upon an old, gnarled tree hidden beneath a thick canopy of leaves. As he hopped closer, he noticed something strange. The tree seemed to be weeping. Not actual tears, but shimmering droplets that looked like diamonds scattered at its base. Benny had never seen anything like it before. He cautiously approached the tree and sniffed the air. Suddenly, he heard a faint voice that seemed to come from the tree itself. "Help me," it whispered. "Help me collect my children before it's too late." Confused but intrigued, Benny asked, "What do you mean? What children?" The voice sighed. "Those teardrops, you see, they're actually my children. I haven't seen them in hundreds of years, and I fear they may be gone forever. If you can help me reunite with them, I will grant you a wish." Intrigued and feeling a sense of adventure, Benny agreed to help. Now you might be wondering, what kind of wish could this tree possibly grant? Well, the possibilities were endless. The tree was, after all, magical. It could grant Benny anything he desired: riches, fame, or perhaps a lifetime supply of carrots. But as Benny listened to the tree's sad tale, he realized that the true magic lay not in the wish, but in the journey to get it. The tree told Benny that its children were scattered far and wide, hidden in different parts of the forest. Each teardrop was a puzzle, and Benny would need to solve each one to find its corresponding mate. The first teardrop was hidden under a stone monolith, engraved with cryptic symbols. Benny, with his sharp eyes and inquisitive nature, managed to decipher the symbols, which revealed a riddle leading him to the second teardrop. It was tucked away in the hollow of an ancient oak tree, guarded by a family of grumpy badgers. But Benny, with his charm and quick thinking, managed to befriend the badgers, and they allowed him to take the teardrop. Each teardrop Benny found brought him closer to the tree's heart, revealing more of its story and filling it with warmth and light. Some were hidden in places that tested Benny's courage, like inside the lair of a slumbering dragon, or in the den of a family of trolls. Others challenged his wit, like in the garden of the Queen of Hearts, where he had to outsmart a tricksy talking cat. But Benny didn't face these challenges alone. Along his journey, he made new friends who helped him on his quest. There was Finley the fox, known for his intelligence and sly grin. Hazel the hedgehog, brave and loyal, always ready to stand up for what was right. And Ollie the owl, wise and observant, who guided Benny with his knowledge of the forest. Together, they formed a close bond, helping and supporting each other through every challenge. But the real reward wasn't just finding the teardrops. It was the transformation that took place in Benny and the tree. As Benny reunited each teardrop with its mate, the tree grew stronger and more vibrant. Its branches, once bare, now shimmered with new leaves. Its flowers bloomed in a riot of colors, and the forest around it thrived like never before. In the end, Benny found the last teardrop in the very center of the forest, nestled in the roots of an old willow tree. As he placed it in the center of the tree, a blinding flash of light filled the forest, followed by a deep rumble that shook the ground. When the light faded, the weeping tree was gone. In its place stood a magnificent oak, its branches reaching towards the sky, its leaves rustling in the wind. And there in the center of it all sat Benny, surrounded by his friends and the magical creatures of the forest, celebrating with a feast that went on long into the night. As the full moon hung high in the velvet sky, bathing the forest in its silvery glow, Benny knew that his adventure had changed him. He wasn't just a simple rabbit anymore. He was Benny, the hero of the Whispering Woods, the rabbit who had dared to dream beyond the horizon, and in doing so had discovered not only the magic within himself, but the magic that connected them all. As the forest echoed with laughter, music, and the rustling of leaves, Benny felt a deep sense of belonging, knowing that his adventure had woven him into the very fabric of this enchanting land. He understood now that the greatest adventures weren't just about the destination, but about the journey, the friendships forged, the challenges overcome, and the magic found in every step. With a grateful heart, Benny snuggled up beside his friends beneath the watchful gaze of the ancient oak, the memory of their adventure warming them like a cozy blanket on a chilly night. And as the forest slept beneath the silver moonlight, Benny knew that his journey had just begun. For now, the Whispering Woods were safe, but beyond the trees, beyond the hills, beyond the rivers, there were more adventures waiting, more mysteries to solve, more magic to discover. And Benny, with his thirst for adventure, his loyalty to his friends, and his bravery in the face of the unknown, was ready to answer the call. For he was Benny, the adventurous rabbit, and the world was his to explore. And so, with the first rays of dawn painting the sky with hues of pink and orange, Benny awoke refreshed and eager for what the day might bring. His adventure, he knew, was far from over. There were more teardrops to find, more riddles to solve, and more friendships to forge. But as he looked out over the Whispering Woods, he also saw something else, a world waiting to be explored, a world filled with wonder, magic, and endless possibilities. And with a determined glint in his eye, Benny hopped out from under the oak tree and set off towards the rising sun, ready to face whatever adventures lay ahead.